Incident 1. A 20-year-old woman named Gemma Savage died on June 21st, 2001 following an accident the previous day when two carriages on the Twister roller coaster collided. Police decided not to prosecute a maintenance worker who claimed that he had only received an hour's training on that ride and had not seen its manual. Faulty wiring had also caused a malfunction on the ride. In October 2004, the deputy coroner ruled death by misadventure. Incident 2. The Twister number 2. On May 30th, 2019, a 6-year-old boy fell from a ride carriage and suffered head injuries. The child was later airlifted to Leeds General Infirmary and fully recovered. Incident 3. The Ultimate. On September 28, 2014, a deer was killed instantly after being hit by an ongoing coaster train. Passengers were covered in blood at the scene, but no one suffered any serious injury sustained during the accident. The ride was closed for 30 minutes, then it reopened to normal operation. A similar incident occurred in June 1994, 20 years prior, as another was decapitated by the roller coaster when it stumbled onto the tracks, which caused a 12-year-old boy to become injured and taken to a nearby hospital for treatment. Next is Leseburg, Gothenburg, Sweden. Incident 4. On October 8, 2006, a woman in her 30s was seriously injured on the Flume logboat ride. Incident 5. On July 15, 2006, 21 people were injured when two trains on the Lisenberg-Bennen roller coaster collided. The crash happened when the train that pulls trains up the initial climb malfunctioned, causing a fully loaded train to roll backward into the loading platform, hitting another train that was unloading riders. Incident 6. On February 12, 2024, a massive fire broke out at the Oceana water park that was still under construction. The fire produced 3 explosions and caused the evacuation of a nearby hotel and office facilities. Incident 7. Rainbow. On July 15, 2008, 30 people were injured when the ride collapsed. Next is Loudon Castle, Ayrshire, Scotland. Incident 8. Rat. On July 16, 2007, an 18-year-old park worker with mild cerebral palsy named Mark Blackford died after falling 24 meters from the rat ride at the Scottish Park. He was on a day off on July 15, 2007, when it is believed he saw one of the carriages stuck on the ride. He climbed up to attempt to fix the ride. However, when it started to move, he was dragged to the highest point when he lost his grip and fell. Next is Luna Park, St. Brieuc, France. Incident 9. On August 10, 2015, a woman broke her leg after one of the bungee lines snapped on a slingshot-style bungee ride, causing the carriage to hit one of the supporting poles. Next is M&D's Motherwell, Scotland. Incident 10. On July 4, 2011, 9 people ranging in age from 9 to 49, had to be rescued from the Tsunami roller coaster after a mechanical failure on the ride left them stranded 60 feet above the ground for up to 8 hours. Incident 11. Tsunami number 2. On June 26, 2016, the roller coaster derailed, falling into the crowd below, injuring 7 children and 2 adults. On the way down, it hit the main structure and came to rest on a nearby children's ride. 10 park guests were taken to local hospitals for treatment. The park was evacuated following the incident. Incident 12. Around 2013, there was an incident on the whitewater log flume in which a woman's leg was trapped between a barrier and a splashback on the ride structure, causing a serious injury. Incident 13. In August 2015, 3 people were injured when the whitewater log flume slipped on its track. And later the same month, a 58-year-old woman and 3 teenagers had to walk down from the top of the ride after it stuck at the highest point. Next is Mirabilandia, Ravenna, Italy. Incident 14. On September 28, 2007, a man was killed at the Mirabilandia theme park in Ravenna, Italy, when he was hit in the head by the leg of a female rider on the Katun inverted coaster. The girl whose leg struck the man was injured. The man was in a restricted area when he was struck. However, the ride was still closed, so officials could investigate. Next is Sautron, France. Incident 15. Roller coaster. On August 13, 2011, a 24-year-old ride operator was crushed by 2 trains at the theme park in Sautron, France. The man left the control booth of the ride whilst it was in motion. He slipped, trapping his legs beneath the track, and then was hit by a train, trapping him between 2 cars, crushing him beneath the ride structure. Doctors amputated his legs at the scene, but he later died of his injuries. Next is Dolencourt, France. Incident 16. Back coaster. On April 4th, 2005, the Formule golf coaster was stopped by guests while going into a curve that would naturally slow down the ride. The technician called managed to make the ride work again, but it ended up colliding with the technician's machine, hurting several riders' legs, one seriously. Next is Oakwood Theme Park, Pembrokeshire, Wales. Incident 17. On April 15, 2004, a 16-year-old girl named Hayley Williams from Pontypool, Monmouthshire, was killed after falling approximately 30 meters from the top of the Hydro, now called Drenched ride. Another youngster aboard the ride, 10-year-old Martin Watwell, also fell out but suffered only slight head injuries. Witnesses said the boy had gotten into difficulties and Haley tried to help him before both tumbled over the edge. During the coroner's inquest, the jury returned a narrative verdict stating the victim died due to not being properly restrained. Incident 18. Treetops. On October 23, 2022, a man suffered serious injuries after being thrown off from one of the carriages, which was reported to have become loose during mid-ride. A teenage girl was also injured and both victims were taken to the hospital. Next is Park Asterix. Paliatso. Sorry if I say this name wrong. Incident 19. La Descente du Styx. On July 5, 2006, a 6-year-old Belgian boy drowned as he was dragged underwater by the current. The boy was with a group of friends and supervisors in a boat propelled by rapids, waterfalls, and geysers. It is alleged that the boy stood up too early as the boat reached the endpoint. Another boat collided with the boy's boat, knocking him into the water. Two people dived in after the boy, but he disappeared in the artificial waves of the attraction. When he was found 20 minutes later, resuscitation efforts were of no avail. Next is Parc St. Paul, France. Incident 20. Formule 1, Nombre 1. On July 15, 2005, a brake failure on the then brand new coaster caused an incoming train to crash into several others on the brake run, slightly injuring 11 riders. Incident 21. Formule 1 Nombre Dex. Dex. I don't know. I don't speak French, so I probably said it wrong. On August 22nd, 2009, a 35-year-old woman was thrown from the ride on a hairpin turn approximately 10 meters above ground. She died of cardiac arrest some 10 minutes later. An investigation reported that the woman had not followed safety procedures, and thus her death was not declared as a direct result of the park. Incident 22. Formule 1 Nombre Choice. On July 4th, 2020, around 1:45 p.m., a 32-year-old woman was ejected from the car mid-ride and was pronounced dead at the scene. Incident 23. Looping. On August 17, 2005, the front car derailed mid-ride, seriously injuring 4 riders and placing one of them in a coma. Next is Parko Paliatso, Aia Napa, Republic of Cyprus. Incident 24. On Friday, April 12, 2019, a 7-year-old boy and his 44-year-old mother from Russia were riding the Starflyer when their swing collided with a nearby ride, resulting in both of them being seriously injured. The boy suffered an exposed fracture on his right leg, while his mother lacerated her left knee, broke her right hand, and suffered a concussion.